Hello friends! Today I'm answering the question everyone keeps arguing about recently. Should you go to the gym during the coronavirus times? No. But seriously, let me paraphrase the question. Should we go to the gym during the pandemic? Still, no, we shouldn't. Why you are actually asking the question? Even if you are young and healthy and risk for you is really small, it is not small for your grandma. And if you don't have a grandma, then or your grandma is a real bitch, then you probably have an aunt or an uncle, or you know some other elderly people who you wouldn't like to kill, right? I know what you are thinking right now. Well, I don't live with my grandma. Well, maybe you don't, but maybe you'd like to see her from time to time. For example, you have to do her groceries or remove her trash or throw away her trash. Or even if you don't, you can pass the coronavirus to someone who will actually see your grandma and give it to her. So it is a risk for every older person you know. Another thing people say is, okay, the idea of staying at home is reasonable, but still I can't separate myself from the world entirely. I still have to go to work, I have to do shopping, so what's the point of staying at home during the afternoon only? Well, it doesn't work like that. Reducing the amount of people's movement during the pandemic, even if it doesn't stop the spread of the virus entirely, it still significantly slow it down. I keep spitting during this episode. I hope that you can see it in the 4K resolution, because it probably looks like I were a fanatic or someone like that, but it's not true. I just can't produce words today. Luckily, we do not live in the medieval times. We have a thing called medicine, but unfortunately it is limited as all other resources. So it's not the best idea for everyone to be ill in the same time, you know. Yes, UK, I'm talking mainly to you. And what's more, slowing down the spread of the virus, it gives us time. It gives us time to produce more drugs, to do more protecting garments or life-supporting machines. So it's not pointless. But for it to work, we all have to be responsible and we have to do it together. So stay at home, watch some Netflix and chill, preferably with someone you know. Tinder is not the best choice for this whole situation. If you don't have anybody, you can always rescue yourself with Pornhub or something like this. Recently I've heard a word stag movie, and I don't know if it's old-fashioned, you know, is it still in use or not? And now training-wise, you know that you can actually exercise at home, right? You can build a nice routine, doing a nice good workout every day, and if you don't have a motivation to exercise on your own, then you can just meet with your friends via Skype or any other app. So it's not that difficult to figure something out. You just have to think out of the box and use this magnificent invention which 20th century gave us, which is the internet and the cell phones and everything we have. It's an amazing time for an epidemic and pandemic because we can stay at home and be connected. You always wanted an excuse to do nothing, so now you have it, so please stop complaining. So please stay at home at least for some time before we get some more info. And in the meantime, I will try to entertain you the best I can. I will try to do as many episodes I can. And if you are really bored, you can always browse through some of my old episodes. I'm sure you don't remember what were they about, so you can fresh them up in your head. By the way, Some of you ask in the comments for some episodes, saber tutorials, and some episodes about rapier drills. So if you are new here, there are not many of them, but I have some on my channel, so please browse through the Operation Fencing list for that, playlist for that. This time I do not ask you for a subscription under threat of decapitation, but please share this episode, especially with your friends and people you know they keep going to the gym, because it is really important for everyone to cooperate so we can fight this nasty disease and so we could get our lives back to normal. You can also describe in the comment section how the coronavirus is affecting your country. I'm sure that everyone would be interested to compare it with their own situation. Oh, and of course, if you describe your situation, also leave a note from which country you are, so because without it, it's just irrelevant. Okay, that's all for now. Stay at home, stay safe, and see you later. I know what you are thinking. The time flows different at this side of the camera. It's like 10 times faster, and then when you watch it, it's different. Or slower.